Today, I'm going to be going over the full Facebook ad campaign structure that we use to generate businesses millions. So just like with anything else in advertising, it is absolutely essential to take the customer's journey into mind. So when we do this with our landing pages, with our funnels, these are incremental steps that have different copy, different images, and a different call to action to get the client to take the next step. So with Facebook ads, we also use a structure that's very similar to a funnel. It starts on top with client acquisition, which we call cold audiences. This is trying to find new clients, people that have never heard about your business before. So this could be done by something as simple as targeting interest-based targeting interests that are related to your business and niche. But it can also be done by creating what's known as lookalike audiences. This is where we give Facebook a source. It could be your Instagram followers and engagement, and we tell Facebook, now find us an audience that is similar to that. They have a similar demographic, they share similar interests, they have similar characteristics, and we can create these lookalike audiences of many various sources. There's also something that we do with those cold campaigns to ensure that they are cold campaigns, and we're going to get into that now. After the cold campaigns, we re-engage those same clients, and that's now known what we call warm audiences. So this is when you target your actual website visitors, your actual social media engagement and following, and then eventually just traditional retargeting, in which we call hot audiences. So this is, how do we target people that have added to cart, initiated checkout, but haven't finished their purchase yet? How do we remarket to people that have purchased from you months ago? Maybe they need more products. Maybe they just need to be reminded of that. With any sort of advertising and marketing, different clients in different industries are going to require a different amount of touch points before they make the purchase. So when we do our client acquisition or our cold audiences, you could get people to purchase immediately. The client acquisition cold audience campaigns tend to do really well for companies that have products that are more of an impulse buy. They are a bit more on the affordable side. People like to see an ad and potentially purchase it immediately. But then you get other businesses that will find that their ROAS is highest on their warm campaigns when clients get re-engaged and remarketed. So it depends. And if you don't have this funnel in place to actually test this and to see what ROAS you're getting at different stages of the funnel, you're not going to know this. So I've actually put this all together in a free document or guide or whatever you want to call it, where I'm going to give you the full campaign layouts that we use. So I've actually never given this away before, so it's completely free. I'll link it below under this video. I'm going to quickly jump into that now. Okay, so here's the document I was talking about, and here's the layout of the Facebook ads campaigns funnel structure. So as you can see, here on the left, let me quickly highlight this for you so you can see what I'm talking about. We have our cold audiences. Here in the middle, we are going to have our warm audiences, and then eventually our retargeting, our hot audiences. So one thing you might notice immediately is that there are way more cold audiences. And this is quite an obvious thing. There are always going to be more people that don't know about your product compared to people that do know about your product. So therefore, there are more sources and audiences that we are targeting for the client acquisition phase of this funnel structure. So it starts with these top two audiences are interest 1 and interest 2. Now, these are any interests that are relevant to your industry and your business. So if you have a product in the fitness industry, it could be a supplement. You might target health and wellness as the first interest. And then as for interest 2, you might target bodybuilding or running or whatever you find to be most relevant. What you'll see here is I've kept the demographic side of the targeting quite open. It's male and female. It's the full age range from 18 to 65 plus. It's the whole of the country. But the most important thing with cold audiences, and this is what most people get wrong, is you have to exclude website visitors. Now, the reason for this is we want to ensure that we are targeting new client acquisition. We don't want people that have been on our website before. We will target them at a later stage, which I'll get to now. But for the cold audiences, we want to exclude website visitors. This is very important. So after the interest targeting, we move on to a lookalike of website visitors in the past 180 days, and this is a 1% lookalike. So where do we have sources for our lookalike audiences? Sources that are not extremely accurate, we stick to a 1% lookalike. It's the most accurate lookalike. So as I said, a 1% of website visitors, we have a 1% of add to cart. Now, where do we do a lookalike of people that have purchased from us? People that have purchased from us, that's the strongest custom audience we have. So there we are willing to get a bit broader in terms of the lookalike audiences that we will test. And I'm going to show you this now. So this lookalike of a purchase audience is a 1%. Then we have a 1 to 5% here. Then we have a 5 to 10%. And sometimes, as I mentioned, you need to test this. Any one of these can perform exceptionally well, and that's why this is our starting point. Then we have a lookalike of social media engagement and followers in the past 180 days, a 1% lookalike. So I tend to just keep all the social media sources together. So there's pretty much 4 custom audiences that go into that. It's Instagram followers, it's Instagram engagement, likes and messages in the past 180 days. It's Facebook likes on your Facebook page, and then it's Facebook engagement in the last 180 days. You just put all of those lookalikes together. And then we have a lookalike of your email list, a 1% lookalike. So if you never knew this, you could upload your email list and create a custom audience, and then you can create a 1% lookalike of that. So many people, I think, don't know that, but we need to use any data that we have available to us. So people that have subscribed to your email list, that's a very strong source of data. So we need to use this to our advantage. If people have engaged with you on social media, that's data that you have available to you and you need to use it. So those are the cold audiences that we're going to go through. Moving on to the warm audience section. Oh, and by the way, I never mentioned this. These are conversion campaigns optimized for the purchase event, for both the cold audience and the warm audience. The first warm audience is just targeting people that have visited our website in the past 180 days. So as you remember in the cold audience thing, we excluded those website visitors. Now we're targeting them. So it's not as if they're not seeing our ads. And that's quite a warm audience. It's a warm source. They've been on our website before, so they have interacted with us in some type of way. Important thing to notice about the warm audiences, we are excluding people that have purchased from us. Once again, that's because we are going to target them later on. Then the next warm audience is video views 75% under 80 days. So what does that mean? People that have viewed videos that we used for ads, the people that have viewed more than 75% of a video. So they've actually sat down and spent time to consume the video. So we want to retarget them. That is definitely a warm audience. If someone's watched 75% of your video, they will remember your product, they'll remember your company, and we need to speak to them again. Once again, we're excluding purchases. Okay, now we're targeting social media engagement and following in the past 180 days. As I mentioned before, those are those 4 sources. It's your Instagram following, your Facebook page likes, Instagram engagement, your Facebook engagement. We put them all together. That's a social media audience. And then eventually, we're also going to target our email list. Now, I just want to mention here, if you have a very small email list, you can exclude this one for now. If you have like 100 or 200 people, don't bother targeting just purely that custom audience. This is for people that have at least, let's say, 10,000 people on the email list. And then eventually your hot audiences. There's basically going to be 2 campaigns here. We're going to run this in a CBO campaign, and these are going to be traffic campaigns actually. So I know a lot of people, including myself, don't like traffic campaigns. I don't think they are very good for sales, but when we have these very small, specific hot audiences, they are such strong audiences that either the 2 that we're going to use is either people that have added to cart, just haven't purchased yet, or people that have purchased from us in the past 180 days. So traffic campaigns are fine here. Those are such small audiences. We don't want to pay a lot of money to get to them again. It's a waste to run a purchase campaign there. And we are specifically only targeting those people. So traffic campaigns work fine here. We actually have many campaigns live that are operating at a very high ROAS for these retargeting as traffic campaigns. So the first hot audience is add to cart plus initiate checkout plus payment info added in the last 30 days and excluding people that have purchased in those 30 days. So this is a custom audience you're going to create. You're going to say include add to cart in the last 30 days, include initiate checkout, include payment info added, exclude purchases in the last 30 days. Put you in brackets discount offer. So with this campaign, I almost want to say you have to offer some sort of discount. These are people that have added to cart, they just hadn't finished their purchase yet. So they're very interested, but they had some sort of objection or they ran out of time. If you put some sort of offer in front of them, they are very likely to go back and just finish that purchase very quickly. And And then eventually we are remarketing to people that purchased from us in the past 6 months. So as you can see, we've excluded them here because they were probably a website visitor. We've excluded them here. But here we're targeting them. And basically this is, depending on your product or niche, if it's something that someone buys on a frequent basis, or they could, and maybe they need more stock, maybe they need more product, maybe they bought 3 months ago and they just haven't thought about your business. That's something we must also remember. People that are bought from you, I mean, use yourself as an example. Humans forget things, they're busy, they don't know they need more products. Put an ad in front of them again. If they've had a pleasant experience with your company in the past, they are so much more likely to purchase again. I'm going to very quickly jump into my Facebook Ads Manager to show you how this layout will actually look like in the Ads Manager. So I've got these 3 campaigns here. They're still in the draft section. This is just an example account. I just wanted to show you how this will play out. We have our cold campaign, which is a CBO. I'm going to explain this a bit more now. We have our warm campaign, which is an ad budget optimization. And then we have the traffic for the hot campaigns. So cold campaign has a CBO. I'm going to open up the ad sets here. And these are the ad sets that we spoke about in the free guide. And yeah, I've just created them all. So if I go here, you can have a better look at how they are set up. So why CBO? So for those of you that don't know, CBO is campaign budget optimization, and that's where we let Meta actually distribute the budget across the various ad sets as it finds best. So we give Meta a goal. We say we want a conversion campaign and we want the purchase event to be optimized. So Meta will take the data that's available to it, take whatever it's learning from how people interact with our ads, and then move the budget around accordingly. We are fine with this when it comes to client acquisition, because there are various sources that we are targeting here for client acquisition. We don't know which ones are going to work well, which ones aren't. Meta is a lot smarter than you are with these type of things. So we let Facebook move our budget around to whatever it finds best, and that way this campaign will scale better. And you also are less likely to have to switch off ad sets if they're not performing, because Meta will just move the budget away from them. So we have found that CBOs work a lot better here. So we have our lookalike audience of add to cart 1%. I'll just quickly show you how this looks. Here we have the custom lookalike audience added here, and here we've excluded the website visitors. As I said, that's very important to ensure that this remains a cold audience. So I'm not going to go into the creatives today. This is just more about the campaign structure layout. Here we have the email ad set, it's email that's added, website visitors excluded. So these are all going to be the same. If we go to social media, which is the one I said where we including a lookalike of Facebook engagement, a lookalike of Facebook likes, a lookalike of Instagram engagement, and a lookalike of Facebook Instagram follows. I would excluding website visitors again. So it'll look something like this. I also just quickly want to touch on the budgets of these different stages of the funnel strategy. Now, what we have found to work best is to go with a 50-30-20 split. This being 50% of your budget towards your client acquisition, 30% of your budget towards the re-engagement or the warm audiences, and then 20% of your budget towards retargeting and remarketing. Now, this isn't a set rule. This is a starting point for you to see what your ROAS is like at different stages of this funnel, and then you can amend it as you go along. We have found this to be a general rule that works for most industries. As I mentioned, you might find that you're only getting purchases at a different stage of the funnel, or your warm audiences are so large that you can put more budget towards them. Most people don't have warm audiences that are big enough, so your frequency of the ads just go through the roof if you up the budget too much. But a 50-30-20 split tends to work across the board, and that's a good starting point. Okay, let's jump into the warm audiences quickly, just to give you a quick rundown of how this looks like. It's obviously the website visitors that we're targeting. And this is now just like, we've included the custom audience. This is not a lookalike now, this is just a custom audience. The actual website visitors in the past 180 days, and we've excluded purchases. And then we do the same with the social media. We've included the 4 custom audiences I spoke about, we exclude purchases. And then we do the same with video views and the same with email list. And eventually we're going to make our way over to the hot audiences, the retargeting. So I can quickly show you what that looks like. It's the 2 custom ad sets that we spoke about. This is a traffic campaign, by the way, as I mentioned, so keep that in mind. Traffic campaign, CBO, whatever 20% is of your company's budget. Okay. So obviously set our website, and now the performance goal is not the purchase event because it's not a conversion campaign, but it's maximize number of link clicks. And then we've included the custom audience that we can target your purchase past 180 days. And then in the retargeting of abandoned carts, we've created this custom audience, by the way. So we've all these events that are included here and the purchase event that's excluded, that's been done in the custom audience section. So I do have a video going over how to create these custom audiences and these lookalike audiences. So if you don't know how to do that, go, I think the second video I made is about that. So this one just basically includes add to cart, includes initiate checkout, includes payment info, but it excludes purchases in the past 30 days. So yes, that structure has literally made millions for clients of ours. Now, is it the only structure that works? No, obviously not. I mean, we've also come across clients that literally just run Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, and those campaigns do extremely well for them. But for most businesses, especially small, medium-sized businesses, even some large businesses, this structure is gold. You cover every stage of the client's journey, and you can optimize each stage as you start getting feedback via the metrics that Facebook provides you with. It's so important to cover the entire customer journey, because you have this landscape of data available to you and of clients available to you, and you need to be sure that you have this all covered quite well. We have found that this structure is the most reliable and the most consistent structure that we've come across. So often we meet with new clients and they tell us about this wonderful campaign that they've had in the past, and we have a look at it, and in one ad set they've targeted everything under the sun and it just happened to have worked. And the issue with that is you can't pinpoint or attribute where the success came from, where the good results came from. With the structure, you can individually see where in the funnel are you getting your results from, and in that section in the funnel, which ad set is it, which audience is it. So this is the best structure to scale. If you see there's a certain cold audience doing well, you can change it to an ABO if you want to, and just give that the audience all the budget. If you see there's only one of your audiences doing well, you can give that more budget because that is an ABO already. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, I think this is probably the most valuable information that I've given away. It's what we use every day, so be sure to implement it into your strategy. And if you like this information and these type of videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week.